Most people would never do this. Walk into a room full of strangers, completely alone. Well, Beba and I did this actually just the other day, on Saturday. So she signed us up for this event, and I remember thinking to myself, what the fuck did you sign us up for? Needless to say, though, I had a great time. And what surprised me most wasn't the event itself. It was how people showed up inside of it. Let me explain. We're part of a house swapping service called Kindred, and one of the members hosted a lunch at his downtown condo, and we decided to go. I'll be honest with you guys, walking into something like that can bring up a bit of anxiety. I was thinking, what do I talk to these people about? Because you're stepping into a space where you don't really know anyone, and the only thing you can do is socialize. I know what you're thinking. You went with Beba, so you know somebody. Aha! But here's the interesting thing. Yes, Beba and I went together, but we didn't actually stick together. As soon as we got there, we basically split apart and we started having separate conversations with different people in the room. We really only reconvened at the end when basically everybody had gone home. So yes, we stayed there till the very end because you know what? We were actually having a really good time. I've been to concerts alone before, but this felt different because at a concert, if you think about it, you're focusing on the stage. Everybody's just looking at the stage and the performers, and there's really no expectation to interact with each other. But here, there was no distractions, just people in a room talking to each other. So it really puts you in one thing. And that one thing is what I'm always talking about, connection. What I started doing was I actually started asking people a simple question. Have you ever been to something like this before where you didn't know anyone? And most of the people I asked at this event said no. Some even said that they weren't even sure if they were allowed to bring somebody. But here's the thing. They still came alone. And that surprised me. It actually made me think and realize something. People are walking into these situations with the exact same uncertainty, or even more than I had expected. And that got me thinking. If you feel anxious about going into something like this, what's the actual fear that you feel? What's coming up inside of you? For me, I can tell you, it was just not knowing what to talk about and looking like an idiot. So what scares you about showing up in a room full of strangers? I'd love to hear your answer in the comments, guys. And if I can leave you with one thing that I noticed from this experience, it's this. Instead of trying to be the most interesting person in the room, try being the most interested. That means ask questions, be curious, let people talk about themselves. Because let's face it, we all love to talk about ourselves, especially if somebody's interested in hearing about it. Another thing is, when you do that, the conversations flow so much more naturally than you think. If you found this helpful or intriguing, share it with a friend. That's my story for today. We'll see you guys in the next chapter. Bye-bye.